So I have to tell you a story. This is the story of how my day went today. So I was up here working, and Renee was still. She was in and out of sleeping, right? And I heard a sound, and I was like, "Whoa, Renee, did you hear anything?" She's like, "No, I didn't hear anything," and I was like, "Okay, well, we'll just go." It's kind of like the movies. Do you hear that? So then all of a sudden I hear, "Ah!" And I was like, "What the heck was that?" So it was definitely like a scream of terror. So we, I got up, went downstairs, and I heard PJ, and it was my aunt. She was downstairs. She's like, "There's a snake in here," and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I said, "Where is it?" She said, "It's right outside the bathroom by the bottom of the stairs." So I was like, "Okay." So I came downstairs, and I was gonna find a snake. Now, you guys have to understand, I'm from Mississippi, so I'm a country boy. I've seen plenty of snakes. Never seen one in the house, but I've seen plenty of snakes. Now, also, I may be a country boy, but I also have a heart condition. My back is messed up, and my knee is messed up. So I always, have to take that in consideration whenever I do anything, especially if you're dealing with poisonous animals that can bite you and seize your heart up. So I kind of go downstairs. I have a broom in my hand. What I'm going to do with the broom, who knows? And I uh, I go downstairs so I can poke at it or something or get it, see where it is. So I see it. It's right at the bottom of the stairs. So I'm like, okay. And I look at it. It's all black with some light color underneath. Its tail is shaking, but I don't hear sound, and it's hissing and kind of just staring. So it's staring down my aunt. So I make some noise, so it turns and it looks at me, which is good because I wanted to look at me instead of her. So she's like, "What are you gonna do?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm like on the stairs. I'm unstable and everything. Let me call someone." So I called 911. 911 doesn't work. I call it 3 times. It doesn't even ring. We got to fix this around here. 911 does not work. So I called first. I googled snake, poisonous snakes or snakes in Maryland, and up comes a picture of a big black snake with a tan underbelly, and I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" And it said, "Oh, it's a pit viper," which a viper is just a large animal name, and then underneath you have copperheads and rattlesnakes and other kind. They're all vipers. So, picture of it saying, and I looked up copperhead, and I looked up rattlesnake, and it didn't. The picture of it didn't wasn't it? So I was like, I don't know what kind of snake this is. So then I called animal control, and they're like, I was like, "Yeah, we have a snake in our house, and my aunt is pinned in the bathroom. Can somebody come and get it?" They're like, "Oh well, we'll be there between 1 and 3." Now this is at like 8 o'clock in the morning. "We'll be there between 1 and 3." I'm like, what the heck are we gonna do until then? He's like, "Tell her to sit down and get comfortable." What the, So I'm like, okay. So then I call the sheriff department because I tried 911. It didn't work. And I talked to them, and they're like, "Okay, let me give you a couple numbers." They gave me a couple numbers to call. So I called the first number. It rang and nobody answered. So I called the second number. This guy answers. I was like, "You guys handle snakes?" I said, "Yeah, we're in southern Maryland." And then they were like, and I described the snake, and he said, I don't, it's harmless. You don't have to worry about it." And I was like, okay, so maybe we can deal with it. And I looked at the snake, and it looked at me. And I looked at the snake, and it looked back at me. And I said, "Don't come down here, buddy." And I said, "Okay." So at this point, I'm just like, okay, what am I gonna do? But it's one of those problems that I always tell my kids, even other kids. Some problems you can deal with another day, but some problems it doesn't matter. You have to deal with it. So at this point, got to deal with it, right? So Renee had run outside and got one of our neighbors, but he was on a conference call, so he was, taking a while. So we got downstairs. So I got downstairs, and I was like, "I'm gonna get a trash can and try to cover it." We had a rake, get a trash can and try to cover it. So In comes my knee and my back problem. So I'm walking down the stairs now, and I have the trash can in one hand, big kitchen trash can in my one hand. I have the rake in the other, and my phone just in case the guy calls back, because he's going to call his partner and get back with me. So I'm like going down the stairs, and I think everything is good. But all of a sudden, when I take a step, my knee wobbles a little bit, and I drop the trash can. Just like it, I dropped the trash can. So I dropped the trash can, and I it goes down there by the snake, and it falls by the snake. I'm thinking, oh crap, the snake's going to run away. But it doesn't. It just starts striking at the trash can. It doesn't do anything because it's a trash can, but it starts striking at the trash can. Now I'm thinking this harmless snake is trying to strike at a trash can. Maybe just scared and everything. I don't know, but it's freaking me out. Because I've dealt with moccasins, like water moccasins, and some rattlers and that kind of stuff before, but it's always outside. Never had one in a confined space before. So then that didn't work. So I tried to pin it with the rake. Well, that just sends it scurrying. So now it scurries away under the washer and the dryer. So it's like, yeah, that just happened. This is annoying. But I watched where it was, and I was allowed my aunt to go upstairs so she didn't have to be down there anymore. She can sit down and rest and that kind of thing. So my neighbor, he finally comes over, and I tell him the situation. Fewer words than this, obviously, because we got to get the snake. So since it's my house, I had to be the one that went up and moved the washer and dryer so we can get to the snake. If anybody's going to be in danger, of course, it's going to be me because it's my house. So I went and moved it. And first I shut off the water so that, washer and dryer, if we pulled a hose out or something, it didn't screw anything up. And then I moved it around and got around. I didn't see it. So I can't remember. I stepped away for some reason. I step away to get something. He's like, oh, I found it. So I run back downstairs, and he's like, all right, I'm going to push this out the way, the dryer washer out the way. When it comes, it's going to be right there, and you got to kill it. So he pushed it out the way, and as soon as he pushed that washer out the way, and I had the shovel in my hand, we had an axe and a shovel. I sat with the shovel because I was able to stab better with it. He pushed it out the way. As soon as he pushed that thing out the way, the thing charged at me and started striking. And I'm like, you never know how you're going to react. So I just start chopping. Just start chopping away at it. And then, oh my gosh, it was, but we got it. And then I chopped his head almost all the way off. Then so we put it inside the trash can, swept it into the trash can, and then poured a bunch of bleach in there to hopefully go ahead and kill it off. And then this thing wriggled for a good 20 minutes. I don't know if there's involuntary muscles, if it was already dead or whatever. I don't know. But it wriggled for 20 minutes, and finally then I took it outside and I threw it out. And then did a systematic checking of the house down there, make sure that was the only one. I'm pretty sure, because they're usually loners, but you never know. The non-dangerous snake, and the people said, oh, they're both, everybody has their whatever. So I was able to deal with it and get it out and get everything. Then I had to clean up all the blood and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was my ordeal this morning. Craziness. Has anybody else had to deal with the snake in the house? I don't know. It was crazy for me.
Like the video.
Comment. I subscribe to the channel, so you should too.
If you want good food, subscribe. You heard them people. Like, comment, subscribe.